All right, guys, we are back, and we are back in this great series so far. We're in Tomb of the Spider Queen now, and we got first pick going over to CGL White this time around, and this was the map of choice for the blue team. So last time around, you guys voted for the blue team, and they they earned it there. But I would say CGL White is definitely going to be, you know, looking too bad. As long as they keep their wits about them, don't get too upset about game one, they should be fine. We have a Urel band coming on out, and a little bit of respect and a little bit of the bully from Urel. Now, Rainer being banned out once again, I gotta say, this makes sense per usual, and Deckard Cain is actually going to be banned here. I assume that they are scared of the fact that Deckard Cain proved how valuable he was the last game, and they do not want to give them the opportunity to first pick the Deckard Cain. I don't blame them, to be honest. And Deckard Cain is a super strong hero, so why not just take him out? Especially if you have a particular strategy on this map. I would like them to pick up the Jaina again. Like I said before, Jaina is a great strong counter to Garage. Basically, you can't run at people and throw them if you're moving at the same speed. I mean, basically, there we go. We got the Jaina and we got the Johanna. I like Johanna for a large degree because she provides a blind. She's very, very hard to kill, and you can bait out a lot of cooldowns when people are like, "Oh, Johanna's about to die." You hit your Iron Skin, or you hit your Laws of Hope, and all of a sudden, like, Johanna has 30% more HP than she had before. Holy shit! And you waste the cooldowns of the enemy team at that point, which allows your team to go and act as the janitors and clean up the enemy team. And that's all you're going to do as a Johanna. You can dish out a lot of damage with some good Johanna play, but that's largely in part of how in your face she can be. Additionally, with things like Sins Exposed, it adds a lot of damage over time. Now, Alex Straza is very strong now with the new Lifebinder changes, or I guess patch or two ago Lifebinder changes, which is almost unkillable. I mean, she heals someone and then swaps HP with them, or percentage HP with them, which basically means like good luck killing someone unless you can blow them up faster than she heals them with Lifebinder. Now, we get the Kael'thas, and he has some great wave clear. I doubt he'll go Convection because of the fact that it's very scary to do so. And we're going to see Malfurion and Malthael. So Malthael was an old school, I'd say, traditional counter to Garage. I don't really feel like he's needed, nor is he really warranted, because Malthael's power in general is significantly less. So we got Thrall, who will probably be in the solo lane, Greymane in the 4-man, and Malthael in that solo lane as well. I really don't like him that much, the Malthael, like I said, but I'm sure they're going to be able to make it work regardless. And we're going to get a Medivh as a final pickup here. So this is going to let Malthael stay alive a lot longer, let him port around, save people who are potentially thrown from Garrosh. And additionally, it'll keep someone like Jaina or Malthael deep in the action without worrying about dying. So the one thing they have to worry about is Greymane has to worry about the blind, the potential slows, the root. But I actually like the Greymane pick here. There's not a lot of hard CCs to stop uh, Greymane. Now, based on these two drafts, I'm going to give Pone a little bit of an edge here, just a little bit. Not a whole lot. I mean, blue team got 5 votes. CGL White has gotten 1 vote. I'm going to close up that poll. We're going to call it a day with the blue team taking this poll once again in pretty convincing fashion. And I'm sure the blue team is going to make this draft work after what they showed in the first game. But I don't like it necessarily as much as their comp in the first game. Now, Tomb of the Spider Queen is going to be really about controlling the gems, trying to get double turn-ins, and trying to deny the turn-in and make your opponent lose said gems for optimal play here. The least optimal is for you to turn in and basically go back and forth with your opposing team. So we're now back in the game. So let's get this started. We got Rengafek on the Malfurion. We got Ember on the Malthael. Duke of Sky once again on the Jaina. Snaganez on the Johanna. And finally, we got Narina on the Medivh. And that is going to be the blue team as the blue team. On the other side, we got Fabre on the Greymane. We got Soulman on the Kel'Thas. We got Britz on the Garrosh. Triple C4 on the Alexstrasza. And finally, in the bot lane, we got Pone on the Thrall. So we're going to have our footsie battle in mid. The ritual of all great games in Heroes of the Storm. So this is actually a very big time for actually Medivh to get his stacks since there's so many people he can potentially hit. Now, 4-man rotation starting off with a bang on the side of the blue team. They have a ton of wave clear here. Johanna, Jaina, and that's pretty much a dead wave. One condemn into a blizzard and you get a dead wave. I like the rotation from Snag to dismount him in the meantime, and you can see dead wave pretty much immediately, and they can jump up to the next wave thanks to Medivh here. Now, bot lane, Pone just playing this slow, especially at this point. He does have Echo the Elements. He needs to complete it to reliably fight against Malthael. Really, Echo the Elements completion is priority number 1 if you're a Thrall player. So rotations are very nice, very crisp, and very clean. Johanna gets tossed on in, but with no one there to really help Britz, it really does 0 as he just hits the Iron Skin, walks away, and calls it a day. In the bot lane, we got very nice rotation from Triple C4 and Fabre where they pick up the Siege Giants. In the meantime, they hold the lanes. They do take, the most modest amount of damage on their structures. As you can see, it's literally just the gate. So they do have to deal with the siege. The siege is still up, still pushing in, and Pone really just needs to focus on, like I said, getting those stacks. He is at 10 of 20, which is pretty good at this point. So we also did have Shando's Clarity getting picked up for Malfurion, which means Duke of Sky can just pump out his abilities all day long without any care in the world. Mid lane, rotation, once again, it's just basically back and forth. Rotate all day. Rotate all day. Really, the key here is, nice aggressiveness from Britz, but he has no one there to follow up. If he had someone like a Kel'Thas sitting in the bush right there, he'd be able to actually walk forward and, get a throw into a stun and into potentially a kill. Nice zoning attempt from Garrosh. Not going to be good enough at this point as Johanna doesn't really have to worry about much. And let's check out where we have 14 out of the 40 stacks for Narina done. So he has a bit of a way to go as well. On the other side, we do have 16 out of 20 for Thrall. So he has almost completed it. A nice throw. The root, though, is not going to really matter too much as it is Snag in there as the Johanna. So Johanna is pretty hard to kill, especially without a Fabre there to help try and seal the deal. We do get the Echo the Elements now completed. Narina turning on and Ember doing a nice job zoning Pwn and keeping him from really stopping that turn-in. Because at this point, both teams have turn-in available to them. Top lane and Narina has to be really careful. If Breeds had walked on in, he could have potentially gotten the throw. Although, he just portals on out unless a good follow-up stun comes on out as well. So rotations are still going on the side of the blue team. Rotate all day, collect them gems, and when you get the chance, dump them. In the meantime, Pwn trying to turn in, and Narina is there with Ember, so there's no way they'll be able to get this. Narina getting some more stacks, getting probably about a little over halfway done, I'd imagine. And the combo of Jaina and Johanna, the double J's, are doing a lot, but a ton of damage coming on out. Nice zoning from Snag, going to be able to keep Breeds from collapsing any further onto Duke of Sky. So we also do have the Warbreaker. Warbreaker is not completed yet, I believe. We only have 4 stacks here. And unfortunately for them, on the blue team, CGL White gets the first turn in. This is going to be very crucial to how the game plays out. If they don't get a lot of structure damage here, it's going to mean they're going to be sort of playing from behind because now they need to collect more gems to try and make something happen. They're going to opt for the top lane and a defense as well. Nice protect coming on out. There's the follow-up stun. There is the gate to get on out. The portal is good, and they blow a lot on Arena with very little to show for it. So top Webweaver is about half-life right now. Mid is pushing in for free, but with Jaina here, they should be able to clear this relatively quickly. And this time around, we do have the Frost Shards and the Ice Lance coming on out. And with Medivh, they're able to rotate down much quicker. The Thrawn to Johanna, not really going to do much there. And with Iron Skin, she doesn't really have to worry about much. So they do take down the front wall and they get decent value there. Unfortunately for the top lane, they don't get nearly as much value, which is a much more important lane come the late game. And the bot lane, well, they take down the towers as well. So they get okay value out of this for CGL White. They're up a little bit in XP. Not enough to really feel great, but enough to feel a little confident here. So in the meantime, we got Narina playing Scout, ensuring that no one's taking the Bruiser camp, and they're not, which is going to give them the ability to turn in now, because on the side of CGL White, they have to respond to the Knights. Clear it out here, go and do it in the top or in the bottom, and well, you either let the Knights push in for free, or they get the turn in. Sorry, you let the Knights push in for free, they get the turn in. Those are the two choices you have. And neither of them are necessarily great, but they clear it up actually relatively quickly. There's not enough zoning from the blue team to sit in the wave, and there's not enough zoning to allow the turn in to actually happen. So we got Ember potentially able to turn in, and Top potentially able to turn in. So they're kind of playing it until they can get the 10, but this is definitely playing chicken because they're further away from 10 right now than CGL is, and 10s have been chosen. We got the Lifebinder, we got Go for the Throat, we got the Phoenix, we got the Warlord Challenge, and no choice yet on the other side. Pwn taking a lot of damage there from Narina, going to be able to avoid the root. Narina will be able to get away. It does take a licking from Fabre though. At this point, they should know where everyone is for the most part, which means they either go and fight or they go for the turn in top. They're opting to turn or go for the fight here. Snag not getting the body in front, but nice root coming on out. The Ring of Frost going to miss completely. The Twilight Dream coming on out. Not going to do too much. And CGL knows this is their time to shine. A beautiful root coming on out. EQ is on top of things. They have nowhere to go. Fabre just chewed off the face of Jaina and say goodbye to the blue team because they're going down one by one. Snag sticking his head out, trying to keep the gems up. He's super low. The stun not going to land, and he will walk away with those gems. So this is awesome for the side of CGL. They get the kills. They don't have enough. They do have enough for the turn-in. They get themselves back to back, and this is where you snowball the game right now. If they get 3 forts here, that'd be fantastic. If they get as much as 1 fort in the top lane, well, that opens up potentially winning the game with a boss. Amber's being tossed on out, has nowhere to go. Breeds finally getting his kill with his throw, and now they are fighting down a member on the blue team. So this is way worse now. Bot lane is where all 5 members are. They need to fully earth back and defend the top lane. And, well, keep in mind, this is 5 members with a web weaver. So 5 members who are about to get a talent advantage should they hit a few towers or knock down a few towers to get the 13 that they need. One more tower should be about 13. There's 13. So now they got an advantage. Mid has gone down already. Snag going in deep. There they go for the full engage. The lockdown, the silence, the polymorph, and damage is dropping on the heads of everyone from that blizzard. The lockdown's good enough. Snag, Ember chasing with the body blocks. Breeze has nowhere to go. Snag keeping them from running very far. And that is 3 members down. And they are looking for a fourth here. And with that, the blue team is going to go head straight for boss. And because Snag managed to keep all of the gems, this is going to roller coaster straight back into the favor of the blue team. Well, they have tons of gems. They have enough for almost back to back. And they now have a boss to push down the lane. However, everyone is back up, which means that CGL can now defend. However, it's going to be very rough, a boss and the turn-in simultaneously. Snag going to be dropping off as many gems as he can, and since you don't want one person holding all of your money. Now, Fabre is way far forward. They could have portaled onto him. I would have really loved to see that from Narina. Just drop the portal, have everyone go in, polymorph, Blessed Shield him, and say goodbye to Greymane. He has nowhere to go at that point. He can't disengage. He's locked down and stunned. And yeah, 100% dead, or should be dead. Boss is still relatively healthy here. We do have the Web Weaver coming on in as well, and they can portal on in if they so choose. The portal is right on the gate, which is interesting. So this is definitely 100% a front wall. Oh, and Snag getting tossed on in. He shouldn't have to worry too much. There's the Phoenix to try and zone a lot of damage. The bomb is going to be good enough, and Fabre connects with the cocktail to finish off the Jaina. But are they going to turn here? They're still looking to fight, but they are running on in. They're going to turn on back. They're turning on back, calling it a victory. Small victory here. So they lose all of their wall. Blue still has some of their wall, and it's pretty even now. 14-14, a kill on the other side. They still have enough for a turn. The collapse coming from CGL. Snag going to dismount him, trying to run. He does have a portal to escape from, and that is going to be it. Maybe Soul Man looking for it. He should have Iron Skin. He does a juke it. Narina dropping the polymorph. They're still chasing CGL, and they are going to have to back on off now. Everyone's here in tow, ready to go. They do have the portal. I'm actually surprised they didn't fully commit here. Unfortunately, they would be committing into towers, to be fair to them. And this is definitely a more advantageous situation for CGL White if they go through that portal to fight, especially with Breeze. Breeze looks for the big old taunt, hits him with the Q, and all of a sudden, that's a 3-man taunt. Not what you want to see happen to your team. Narina in a very bad spot. Does hit the protected. Is going to survive temporarily, but say goodbye. Narina going a little too far out there. And Breeds sending him into his team, who are some ravenous cannibals. So they still don't have enough CGL. They're very close to getting enough for the turn-in. They get 3 down here. They get themselves a 6 on the top, and that is going to be enough for the turn-in. In the meantime, they're going to have to just get the night camp, hold on to it to help relieve the pressure, because 16s are around the corner for CGL. And, well, 16 versus 15 is not a fight you want to take, especially with web weavers right behind you, or coming right at you. So this will really define the rest of the game now. This turn-in, should they actually get the turn-in. They do have the 16. We got Breeds coming on in, only going to hit Snag. Snag does take a chunk of damage. It's not going to really matter as it is Johanna. So in the meantime, we got Ember turning on in, dropping off some coins, or gems to be more exact. And we finally get the red web weavers. Unfortunately, they delayed this. Well, blue team didn't delay. Red team, CGL White, delayed their turn in a little bit too long. Ember might be getting caught out here. Duke looking to run, needs a portal. There's the blizzard on top of him. The team though is going to collapse. There's a protector, Ring of Frost. Oh my baby, the Twilight Dream coming on, aiding all 5 members of the blue team are still alive. These web weavers are going to be doing literally nothing. Let's take a look at that once again. There we go. We're going to see the rotation on up, and, well, Breed's coming in like a fire's lit under him. And this is where I was saying, technically, Duke of Sky could have continued kiting backwards, gets tossed on back, but uses that Ring of Frost absolutely perfectly. The protected, keeping him alive, and 1, 2, 3, they go down like dominoes, CGL. Now, that puts a big tamper on CGL White. Once again, they're going to have to get kills late game, and they're going to have to march through the top lane if they want to win. Because at this point, they have no gems. And a lot of these teams' fights have gone in their favor. And Snag manages, Narina dropping the polymorph just in time. It's a very low cooldown, so it doesn't really matter too much. However, they really need to push very hard here. Breed's looking for the throw, but remember, dismounts, slows from Duke, and literally nothing Garrosh can do, or should be able to do, to be more exact. So the web weavers in top lane are going to do pretty much nothing other than pushing them back. Bot lane and mid lane is where the action is going to be. We got the Blessed Chill coming on out. No follow-up from the rest of the blue team. And they're going to focus on this bot lane. Now, this isn't a bad lane to do it. Technically mid. There's a toss on back onto Snag. A lot of damage coming on out. The protected is going to not be good enough. The Ring of Frost is not going to matter. The last rites even not going to be able to secure the kill on Breeds as the Lifebinder comes out, secures the save on Breeds, and Rude onto Duke, not going to matter too much. Oh no, Ember getting tossed on in, and that is going to be a 2 for nothing, and a lot of gems have been lost. They do delay them, but they're getting very little value out of this. Now, like I stated, web weavers in top lane, all it did was push them in. Mid lane didn't even get the fort. It's possible they do, but it's very unlikely. Bot lane, they got no fort. In top lane, they're now going for the boss because they have 15 more seconds here, and this is very likely to be game as they can push on in with all 5 and really press the issue here. They don't have enough for a turn in, which means that they basically have the choice of playing this slow, getting pressure, and or the keep, just looking for the 20, or trying to close it out here. Now, if they get a kill, they could close it out. If they get 2 kills, it's almost guaranteed to close out this game. And so it's going to have to be very well played on the sides of on the side of the blue team. They can't allow anyone to get caught out by Breeds and thrown on in. Duke is going to have to slow him down, but look how healthy this boss is right now. They've barely poked this boss down because really they only have one person. A Narina can poke, but only within the boss on onto heroes. A ton of damage coming on out. They're going to survive. The Ring of Frost has hit. The Twilight Dream in tow. Rang is going to be going down. However, actually no, Rang managed to survive there. In encounter, they have managed to get 1, 2, 3 kills as they tried to commit for Malfurion, and it is not happening. However, they do get 50% on the core already, and it's falling still. It is at 43%. So Rang coming in for that big flank with the Twilight Dream, manages to survive, pulls it off, and then they go and execute CGL after they burn through their cooldowns. Now, I don't know about you, but this is just going back and forth, and it's kind of nail biting. They're going to go and take a keep of their own. They only have 10 seconds. They can't get the core, I believe, because everyone is going to be back up really, really soon. And I don't think you're finishing the game in 10 seconds. Snag takes a ton of damage, and they'll just be walking away at this point. They even up the map, which is really important. There's a big wave here. This is roughly 12 gems, about 15 gems now available for the blue team to collect if they get on over there. And so they definitely want to haul some ass. Now, they also got the bruiser camp that they could pick up. We got Ember ready to go and collect all these gems. However, they need to be very careful as this would be a 4v5, and they're showing Rang has nowhere to go. There is the portal, but it's not going to matter. Rang managing to be out of the range of Breeds, and they are going to be able to walk away scot-free. So, this is definitely the slow as she goes game. We have Blinded by the Light coming on out. We also have Arcane Brilliance to help the Jaina dump more damage. We have the Cold Snap coming out. No choice for Malfurion. He's holding that in case he does die. We have the Lunar Shower here as well. On the other side, we got the Wind Rush, the Ritual of Life, the Hunter's Blunderbuss, the Flamethrower, and finally the Titanic Might. So, these are all some big heroics, I feel, on the side of CGLY. I think they actually had the better heroics come level 20. You get Kel'Thas, who can play very, very safe. The double throw / stun from Garrosh. You have insane amount of healing from Ritual of Life. And we got the Wind Rush, which allows Thrall to get in and out much more easily. So turn-ins are not available for either team. However, CGL White does deposit a lot of gems into the bank. However, if they should die, it won't matter how many gems they have in the bank. The game will be over. If either team secures a significant amount of kills, the game will be over. It looks like they're actually going to push in the top lane. Are they going to try to backdoor here and force them to recall? Okay, they're just collecting gems. They need to be very careful though, because backdoor potential is definitely there. It's a 43% core. And they also need to be very careful of any rotation. Breed's taking a lot of damage, has no one nearby. Toss on in with the triple Q. The taunt, baby, coming on in. The triple stun from Kel'Thas and a ton of damage. Duca Sky is down, or about to go down. There we go. Fabry going on in, getting the kill. Narina already down. Snag is down. Rang is going to be next up. There he goes. And that is going to be all she wrote. So Breed's looking like he's way out there, but he gets the massive throw. A triple stun followed up by another triple stun, followed up by the triple taunt. Then we get a ton of damage being dished out, all while they're stuck in the stun lock. And CGL walks away with game number 2 after a really nail-biting series. I mean, that series was hella close between both teams. We're looking at a 9 death to 12 death game. Relatively close. Lots of things that went wrong for both teams and went really, really right for the other team. So we had lots of web weavers that got no value. We had a boss that got a lot of value, and then we had web weavers several times, like I said, that went down. So really, really back and forth game. Medivh coming out on top with 43k, the Malthael with 41.7k, Kel'Thas 41.6k, Greymane with 40.9k. Obviously, a lot of damage, pretty equal across the game. If we look at the healing output, Rang really didn't put out the numbers needed, in part because they just blew people up. When they get kills, they blow them up. And they have a Greymane, a Thrall, and a Kel'Thas. So that means Phoenix, Flamethrower, Bombs, Wind Fury, you had to go for the throat. So really, they execute someone before Malfurion can dump the healing that they need. And honestly, it worked out for them. As you can see, it did look like when they landed those combos, though, on the side of the blue team, yeah, if the blue team lands their combos, they are truly, truly scary. You have Medivh to save Jaina, to save Malthael, and then the portal to get them on out and continue dishing out damage. And Duca Sky dropped some really nice Ring of Frost that game as well. So really solid overall play from both teams, like I said. So both teams take one game in the series. Both teams should be walking away, holding their head high, because that series was honestly pretty even, I feel like, between both of them. So both teams have a few things to work on, but I would say there was relatively no major disasters for them. Maybe here and there some misplays, but nothing that I'd call a major disaster. So congratulations to both teams for earning themselves a 1 point. Unfortunately, neither will walk away with the domination victory. Now, that is a game, or my first series of the night. I have another one happening at 11:30. So in 20 minutes, you can all enjoy a second cast with me. If you don't want to stick around, that's perfectly fine. I appreciate you all hanging out with me, or I guess watching the cast, since I'm not really just sitting around hanging out on your couch drinking a bud, or well, I don't drink bud, drinking a beer. Yeah, so thanks again, and I'm going to switch on over to the replays, and hope you all enjoyed this series.